I have an article here from BoundingTheComics.com. Geeks of Color writer makes ridiculous claim that critics of Disney's terrible Star Wars movies and shows are white supremacists. Now, why am I not surprised at that? Geeks of Color writer Andres Cabrera recently made the bizarre claim that critics of the Walt Disney Company's atrocious Star Wars movies and television shows are white supremacists. I'll link this in the description box and you can read it for yourself because he made a bunch of posts on Twitter, or X, I guess I should say. I'm not going to read them all, but you can just imagine. Oh, here's the first one. A lot of people forget this, but there is a direct correlation between the white supremacist crowd and the unbridled hatred of the Star Wars sequels. I saw in real time as they scouted out the Star Wars fandom as a potential haven for spreading their message of hatred. A thread. And he goes on, he talks about, a black stormtrooper was one of the leads of the movie. That didn't work. That is good old, then they moved to good old misogyny, hatred of Rey, and blah 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 and stuff, and everything. And he goes on and on. After The Last Jedi, all hell broke loose. The message became even more effective, with camouflage talking points that were made to seem more sensible and relatable while still harboring the same theme. They sugar-coated the brazenness of their contempt to appear more reasonable. And yada yada yada. It's interesting. He claims that it's spreading as Disney pumps out more Star Wars television shows on Disney Plus. Problem is, the sentiment is still alive and growing within the Star Wars community. Hatred against Reva, against Ahsoka, yada yada, all that kind of stuff. Of course, he kind of backtracked, as it mentions here. He then appeared to realize he was blanketing every critic of Disney Star Wars and attempted to walk it back. Clearly, I'm not saying a dislike or disappointment in a recent Star Wars project automatically equates to the worst of fandom. However, there is a distinct bad faith portion of the Star Wars fandom that has become effective in their messaging and branding as just speaking the truth. Yada yada yada. Then it talks some about, JDA had responded to it and stuff and everything. I won't go over that too much, but finally, as evidence of these claims, Andres linked to a Rewriting Ripley article that was thoroughly disproved by Nick Monroe back in April 2021. Then like I said, then it starts talking about the stuff with JDA and stuff. I won't go too much into that, but like I said, I'll link this in the description box and you can read it for yourself. I think this is absolutely absurd. It's the quickest, easiest way to make me not want to believe you, make me not want to trust you, is when you say, well, look, misogyny, racism. Anytime it's like, if you like the movies, whatever. That's your business. I'm not in the business of telling people what they should or shouldn't like and things of that nature. I thought episode 7 was, it was okay. I mean, it was a little bit of, it was like a retread. It was just almost kind of like a remake almost of episode 4. But, whatever. Episode 8, I hated The Last Jedi. It was a fucking terrible movie. And then episode 9, less said the better. 8 and 9 were both terrible. I thought 7 was just kind of like derivative, but whatever. It was a least terrible, I guess, of the 3. The shows and stuff have ranged from to God, this is terrible. But anyway, enough rambling here. You know how I think. You guys let me know how you think and stuff. But like I said, I'll link this in the description box. You can read it for yourself. Thank you very much for watching and have a good one.